Nihon no omiyage.
Tango. Listen to the following information about Japanese souvenirs, which are called omiyage.
These omiyage, or souvenirs, are popular amongst visitors to Japan and what you might find in a duty-free shop. They're not specifically Japanese, of course, but electronics are well made in Japan and popular. So let's go. Camera, toke. And a toke can be either a watch or a clock. And then there are shinju. Kami means paper in Japanese, and Japan is famous for its beautiful paper products, especially things like the handmade paper called washi, or origami, folded paper. Ehagaki are picture postcards. Now these, of course, are not just in Japan, but the Japanese ones have beautiful pictures. Sometimes they're calligraphy in style, other times photos, and so on. Ningyo is a Japanese word for doll, whether it's a souvenir or a type of doll that children play with. A hina ningyo means the emperor and empress, and these are usually figurines. Sarubobo come from Takayama, and they are good luck charms. The colour depends on what kind of luck you are wanting to have. Geisha ningyo are beautiful statue-style dolls based on the high-class entertainers that are called geisha. Daruma is a little guy who meditated for so long he didn't need his arms and legs anymore. And when you buy him, you paint one eye in, make a wish, and then when the wish comes true, paint the other eye in. Kokeshi are traditional wooden dolls that have simple designs and no arms or legs. Souvenirs from the samurai period are also available in Japan. You can get replica kabuto, which are samurai helmets and are used as ornaments, or a katana, a replica of a samurai sword, although I doubt you could even get these straight through customs and may have to post them home, and size probably determines whether they're legal or not in Australia. And then finally, hachimaki are the bandanas. The Japanese word for toys is omocha, and that is whether they are traditional or modern toys. A koma is a Japanese spinning top that you wind up with a string before you let it go and spin. Hanetsuki is a kind of badminton. Temari are handcrafted balls, and they're decorated by using beautiful thread to create a pattern. Kendama is where you kind of flick the ball to try and get it onto the spike or one side or other of the mallet. And then there are the world famous Japanese kites called tako. Another type of omiyage are replicas of what you might find at a festival or a sushi shop even. A happi is a jacket that is worn in either of those places. A kyusu is a Japanese teapot. Note where the handle is and how it's different to what we see in Australia. Same with the cups. A noren is a curtain that hangs in a doorway of a sushi shop or other place you might buy something to eat at. Akachochin is a red lantern. A chochin is just a lantern. It can be any colour. These are often associated with festivity, and so again may be found at eateries or at festivals. Samporu are the plastic food replicas that Japanese restaurants display in their window, and you can buy them. They make a great souvenir. These souvenirs are something you might hang on a wall or display on a shelf. A shashin no gaku is any kind of photo frame, but this is a Japanese fabric covered one. Shiki are lacquerware, glossy, often black and orange, used for serving food. Men is the Japanese word for mask, and these are traditional examples that come from Japanese folk stories and plays and things like that. And a kakejiku is a scroll. It's a calligraphy wall hanging. Sensu are Japanese folding fans that can be used for practical purposes to cool you down, or are often just display items and beautiful ornaments. Furoshiki can be nicely decorated, and it's the material that wraps around an bento lunchbox, and you can just slot the ohashi or chopsticks into that and carry it off to wherever you're going to eat it. Kabin can be any kind of vase. However, in Japan, it's more common traditionally to only display 1 or 2 flowers, a bit like you would see in ikebana style. The Japanese word for summer is natsu, and you can find these kind of souvenirs. A yukata is a summer kimono. They're the lightweight cotton ones, not the big heavy silk ones that have a lot of decoration that people wear on formal occasions. An uchiwa is a summer fan. It's very lightweight too, often made of paper and plastic, and people use those at festivals or just to cool down generally. A furin is a wind chime, and when the breeze blows and the sound tinkles, it reminds people to stop, enjoy the breeze, and not think about how hot they are. A wagasa is a traditional Japanese parasol to keep the sun off, or umbrella to keep the rain off. Bunsho. Kaimasu, I will buy. The Japanese word kaimasu means I'll buy in English. Read the following examples. Note the word order and substitute the thing or item that you will buy in the sentence. So here's the question first of all. Nani o kaimasu ka? What will you buy? Kamera o kaimasu. I'll buy a camera. Daruma o kaimasu. I'll buy a daruma doll. Furin o kaimasu. I'll buy a wind chime. Renshu. Keep practicing now by copying the following sentences into your notebook and then writing your own English translation, trying to figure out what the sentences mean. There is a Romaji copy coming up ahead if you're having trouble, but please try and do it in hiragana. Don't give up too easily. This is a Romaji set of the sentences that you've just seen to help you if you really got stuck reading the hiragana. If so, copy these into your book and then try and work out the English meanings and write them next to it. Copy the following sentences and translate them into Nihongo. Kotae. Answers. Check the work that you've just done using the answers that are coming up next. Kotae. Kotae. Japanese souvenirs. Omiyage. Research 2 Japanese souvenirs and write 3 to 5 sentences in your own words to describe them in English. Souvenirs are often replicas of more valuable historical or modern cultural items, so include some facts about the original item in your description, including information such as what they are used for or were used for, who uses or used them, Where are they or were they used? Note too if they come from a particular region or city in Japan, as souvenirs are very local to an area. Include specifications such as size, material that it's made of, price range if you can find it, and specific details that make it different from other similar items. For example, how is a Japanese wooden spinning top different from one from another part of the world? Yoku dekimashita.